Thank you for staying with us here on THV 11 Plus for Arkansas News Now. I'm Ashley King with meteorologist Nathan Scott, and you've been talking about a little rain moving in.
We got some changes on the way, not so much today for Election Day. Mixture of sun and clouds. It's pleasant out there, unseasonably warm. Feels like spring is once again in the air all across central Arkansas, but tomorrow, that's when the changes arrive. Later in the day, we have that weather impact alert, 6 o'clock until midnight, and really the best chance of strong, possibly severe thunderstorms will be for locations west and north of Little Rock. So just stay alert, stay informed, because this forecast will be changing as we get closer and closer to the event. Here's what future radar could look like throughout the day. Notice nothing happening through the morning other than a few spotty showers. You're not seeing any bright colors on future radar until we get into the hours closer to sunset, and certainly after sunset is when we could see some storms that become on the spicy side. Oklahoma, that's going to be the best chance, I think, where severe weather will be located. So with that said, here's the newest information from the Storm Prediction Center. It's a level 2 out of 5 or slight risk from Mountain Home, Clinton, Russellville, Mena, and off to the southwest. Little Rock Metro, Arkadelphia, Searcy were under a level 1 out of 5 or a marginal risk. And for the most part, it's just a few storms that could reach those severe limits. Visible satellite, mixture of sun and clouds out there right now. Temperatures are into the low to mid 70s. Highs today will flirt with 80 degrees once again. This is not the only chance that will have potential of strong to severe thunderstorms. We've got another chance, I think, Friday night. More on that forecast and the rest of the work week coming up.
U.S. officials warn the most significant airstrikes on Iran may still be to come. President Trump posted on social media that Iran wants to negotiate now, but says it's too late. On Capitol Hill, there is bipartisan division over the administration's actions. Natalie Brandt has more details from the White House.
Fresh explosions rocked Tehran with hundreds of fighter jets in the skies over Iran's capital city, as the U.S. and Israel warned the heaviest strikes are yet to come.
The big scale hitting goes now. They no longer have air protection. They no longer have any detection facilities at all left. And so they're going to be in for a lot of hurt.
President Trump, in a social media post Tuesday morning, said Iran's air defense, Air Force, Navy, and leadership is gone. They want to talk. I said too late.
We were having negotiations with these lunatics, and it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack if we didn't do it.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio argued there was an imminent threat because the U.S. knew there was going to be Israeli action that would trigger retaliation by Iran.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed.
Secretary Rubio returns to Capitol Hill today to brief all members of Congress, a day after meeting with the Gang of Eight, who emerged from the briefing divided.
This was a defensive measure, a defensive operation.
There was no imminent threat to the United States of America.
Democrats plan to force a war powers resolution vote this week to try and limit further military action, but most Republicans have expressed support for the administration's actions in Iran. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Drivers are seeing the biggest one-day jump in gas prices since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. According to the AAA, the national average was 11 cents on Tuesday. The average price of gas is now $3.11 a gallon. The spike follows U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil route. Iran has also launched retaliatory attacks targeting oil infrastructure in several oil-rich U.S. allies in the region. Now let's take a closer look at some of the biggest elections across Arkansas today, starting with the race for governor. Incumbent Sarah Sanders is running unopposed in the Republican primary as she goes for a second term. But Democratic voters will be deciding who her challenger will be in November. State Senator Fred Love, a 15-year legislative veteran, says his campaign is focused on affordability. He says he wants to end the state's school voucher program that uses tax dollars for private school tuition. Supaze Prusith Mays, who ran in 2022, is campaigning on free school lunches and raising the state minimum wage to $18 an hour.
We have an affordability crisis where people can afford homes. They're choosing between paying for medication and paying for food, paying for groceries and paying for their mortgage.
I am not a politician. I am a peopletician. What's that mean? It means that I run to serve the people, the constituent of the state, not the party, not the position, not the politics.
Sanders' campaign highlights what she calls past accomplishments. Her campaign manager points to education reforms and says she plans to continue phasing out the state income tax. U.S. Senator Tom Cotton is seeking another term, and today he's facing two Republican challengers. State Trooper Jeb Little and Pastor Micah Ashby are on the GOP primary ballot. FEC filings show Cotton far ahead in fundraising with more than $11.5 million, while Little has just under $55,000 and Ashby is around $40,000. On the Democratic side, Hallie Schaffner and Ethan Dunbar are running for their party's Senate nomination. Schaffner is a lifelong farmer and Dunbar is the mayor of Louisville. Schaffner has a big fundraising advantage there, $1.2 million in total contributions compared to Dunbar's $16,000. Voters also have a decision of who will represent Arkansas in the U.S. House of Representatives. For District 2 here in Central Arkansas, incumbent Republican French Hill faces Chase McDowell in the GOP primary. The winner there will face the Democratic winner in the race between Chris Jones and Zach Huffman. In the eastern half of the state and District 1, Representative Rick Crawford of Jonesboro will likely face Democrat Dr. Terry Yarbrough Green of Paragould in November. And in District 4, the western and southwestern parts of the state, voters will decide between Steve O'Donnell and James Russell to challenge Republican Bruce Westerman. O'Donnell is a Navy veteran and business owner. Russell has run for office in the past while spending decades working in mental health care. And tension is largely driven by the high-profile sheriff's race, with incumbent John Staley facing challengers Aaron Spencer and David Buford. The race has drawn national attention because Spencer is charged with second-degree murder in the killing of a man who took his underage daughter. Deputies under Staley helped to build that case. Spencer's trial is on hold until later this month, and if he's convicted, he would not be eligible to hold office. Stay with us in the next half hour as we take another look at the key races shaping decisions for voters in Arkansas. One state election is creating a rare double ballot day in Pulaski County's House District 70. Voters will decide a special election and a primary. First, Democrat Alex Holliday versus Republican Bo Renshaw. The winner fills the vacant seat through the end of 2026. Then Democrats will also vote on their nominee for the full term. Holliday is on that ballot too against Cordelia Smith Johnson. Whoever wins will face Renshaw in November. He's unopposed in the GOP primary. Hear how young athletes inspired by Team USA hockey are chasing big dreams on the ice this weekend. We have the details coming up.
And our Wednesday does feature a weather impact alert, primarily late afternoon after sunset here in Central Arkansas, as the chance of scattered showers and storms will be developing. But we hang on to that chance of showers and storms for Thursday, also Friday. Temperatures on the warm side. I'll have more details on the strong to severe thunderstorm potential for your Wednesday and also Friday night coming up.
Welcome back. The strikes in the Middle East has left thousands of travelers stranded and a jump in prices at the gas pump. A new CBS News poll is giving insight on how voters feel about the economy heading into the primaries before the midterm elections. And Starbucks is giving customers more choices for its popular chai latte drinks. U.S. stocks rallied to a mixed closing after earlier losses Monday amid the developments in the Middle East. From CBS News, Jesse Mitchell has the latest business news headlines.
Tens of thousands of travelers have been stranded in the Middle East since the U.S. and Israel began strikes on Iran, with Iran retaliating. Limited flights began operating Monday out of the United Arab Emirates, though the airspace has been closed over multiple countries in the region. The U.S. State Department issued a notice urging all Americans to depart now from the Middle East using available commercial transportation due to serious safety risks. Meanwhile, the conflict caused prices to jump at the pump Monday. The average price of a gallon of regular unleaded gasoline passed the $3 mark for the first time this year, according to Gas Buddy. With the midterm elections about 8 months away, a new CBS News poll shows Americans are deadlocked over which party would best handle the economy. 34% say the Democrats, a 7-point jump from January. There's no change in the 33% who say Republicans. And Starbucks is bringing spring into full bloom with new flavors like ube and coconut, plus the return of lavender to the lineup. Customers will also have the choice to switch up the classic chai latte with a premium recipe to customize sweetness and spice. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
And a 17-foot-long legend is about to take its final bow after dazzling crowds at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center. A 66-million-year-old Triceratops is moving from museum favorite to the auction block. The horned headliner, nicknamed Trey, was found more than 30 years ago in eastern Wyoming's fossil-rich Badlands. Paleontologists say it's loved not just for its size, but for the way it sparks curiosity and wonder.
This one is connected to people and undoubtedly has inspired young children who've seen it to pursue a career in paleontology.
The prehistoric giant is expected to sell for up to $5 million as dinosaur skeletons become hot investments. A stegosaurus named Apex sold for more than $44 million 2 years ago.
$5 million doesn't seem like it's enough. I would think it'd be $66 million since it's 66 million years old. Good afternoon, Central Arkansas meteorologist Nathan Scott starting off this presentation with a look at the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. And we have a 2 out of 5 risk that we could see some strong, possibly severe thunderstorms for Wednesday, primarily later Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. So that level 2 out of 5 includes you folks in Russellville, Hot Springs, Mena, Clinton, also into Jasper and Northwest Arkansas, and then it trails off to a 1 out of 5, but still includes Little Rock, Arkadelphia, Searcy, and up towards Jonesboro. So when we take a look at the threats, any storm that can reach its maximum potential does have the opportunity of producing anything from hail to some damaging wind gusts. And these are your two main threats, the hail and the wind up to quarter size. There could be winds maybe up to 60, 65 miles per hour, but it is March, tornado season starting to ramp up here in Arkansas. Fortunately, there's not a lot of ingredients for storms to really take off and turn into a tornado situation. Nonetheless, there is a low risk that there could be a brief tornado because we do have some wind energy to work with that could allow 1 or 2 storms to rotate. Here's future radar for your Wednesday morning, starting off the day with some low clouds, maybe some areas of patchy fog. A few spotty showers cannot be ruled out according to this model information, and there could be even a few thunderstorms rolling through northeast Oklahoma into northwest Arkansas. But here in central Arkansas, we can see a few breaks of sun. Then as we get into the afternoon hours, a little cluster of storms. Now, these could be strong, maybe try and produce some hail into Newton County, also right around Harrison. So if you're traveling in that direction, you're going to run into some more active weather. But here in central Arkansas, 6, 7 o'clock, it's still quiet. All your activity, north central Arkansas, and also building up through the Red River Valley. And this is going to be the corridor of where the storms will continue to initiate through tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. most of it stays out of central Arkansas, according to this model information. So it could be a busy night with showers and thunderstorms rolling through the river valley. Meanwhile, here in central Arkansas, we might not see any rain until we actually get into the daylight hours of Thursday. That'll be our best chance of rain, and it may not be much. So expect higher totals into northwest Arkansas and west Arkansas with this rainfall totals. Scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms rolling around through the day on Thursday. Then Friday, still the chance of a few showers, but another system moves in here Friday night and into Saturday. And this could also bring the potential of some strong, possibly severe thunderstorms. Looks like Friday night into early Saturday morning, and then that system starts to move off to the east. Sunday, hopefully we'll see a little more dry weather across the region. That next system that moves in here to close out the work week and head into the start of the weekend has a better potential of producing some strong to severe thunderstorms, especially into Oklahoma, where they have a level 3 out of 5 for Tulsa and Oklahoma City, but even into Benton County. And then this is a level 2 out of 5, or a slight risk, once again, primarily over West Arkansas. Now, this could change, and it could try to extend more into central Arkansas, so certainly stay updated with us on THV 11. Your rainfall outlook, by far the highest totals will be into west and northwest Arkansas over the next 7 days, lesser amounts into east Arkansas, but we've got another storm system arriving here going into next week. So rounds of showers and thunderstorms are anticipated to impact Arkansas. It just depends where you live. Rounds number 1 and 2 primarily will impact West Arkansas. I think next week a large part of the state will be impacted. 61 tonight. Patchy fog, increase in clouds, warm and humid for this time of year. 77, there will be some breaks of sun on your Wednesday. Spotty showers, but most of the day we're not dealing with storms here in central Arkansas. That weather impact alert really goes into effect as early as 6 o'clock, but by sunset and through the overnight hours, that's going to be the best time frame of when we could see some strong, possibly severe thunderstorms. And then just keep that rain gear close by over the next 7 days. Temperatures, though, stay well above average into the 70s.
In Biloxi, Mississippi, a youth sports hockey team is growing along the Gulf Coast. The Junior Seawolves are one of the only youth hockey programs in the state. Elizabeth Keene spoke to some of the players who just saw their season end.
Nothing pairs with a warm Saturday morning quite like a cold rink, skates, and plenty of goals.
I think it's really fun. We learn a lot of new things, and our coaches are very nice, and I really love it. It's amazing.
And for the Coast's Junior Seawolves, the final Saturday in February marked a milestone, the first and only home game of the season for the 6U, 8U, and 10U programs.
I just had my first game and my first goal, and I'm happy about it.
It's something that means a lot to the young athletes. They've been sharpening their skills all season,
Passing and doing drills.
and waiting for the chance to introduce their sport to the community.
Growing the league is the biggest thing, and the more exposure we can get, the better. I know the kids were ecstatic to have a home game today. You know, a lot of friends, family have come, and that alone helps, try to grow our sport.
The dedication that the programs have is unmatched. Nearly every weekend, the Junior Seawolves pack up their bags and head to either Lafayette or Pensacola to face the only other junior hockey programs in the area.
It's really special because we get to travel some games, play some games, have fun with our team. It's a really special way to bond with people.
A chance to stay home for the weekend and welcome some friendly competition from the Pensacola Junior Ice Flyers was exciting all around, even for those opponents making the long road trip.
We woke up early this morning and just drive all the way here.
How was that?
Good, because I only had to stay awake for 30 minutes.
Regardless of wins and losses, all young athletes are united by a sport that's still growing in the South while looking to chase Olympic medal dreams, just like Team USA did 1 week ago.
They won the gold medal, and we haven't done that in 46 years.
And these athletes are proof that with some determination and sacrifice, young Mississippi kids could reach the biggest stage one day.
You're the only kid at school who does that usually, and a lot of people don't know about it. And when you do get the chance to play, it's just really special because if you live in a state like Mississippi that doesn't have a lot of hockey, when you get to play, it's like living a dream.
Well, it's pretty nice today. I love how we're seeing the flowers bloom, how it feels more like spring.
Oh, yeah.
But with that comes possibility of some strong
daffodils
storms.
are really out in full bloom across a large part of the region. That's good news
gorgeous.
for Wide Mountain Church. The Daffodil Festival will be happening later this month, but you can see the chance of showers and storms will be going up, especially later for tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, and some storms could be strong, possibly severe.
All right. Thank you for watching.